Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to MODUS Sports. It's a new week, and the Icons of Darts Live League Phase 2 starts today, and we're joined by Chris Mason to have a look through it. Chris, some exciting changes planned, and it should be an absolute barnstormer.
Yeah, Modus have gone through the gears here, haven't they? They've completely ramped it up. 21 matches now on each day. We go live at 10:30 a.m. And what a lineup throughout the week we've got. It's innovative. It's brand new. It's best of 7. It's going to be punchy. I'm going to be tired, but hopefully the old voice box will hold out.
I think we'll see some absolute tremendous stuff as well over this format. It's going to be literally like bang, 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 bang. It's like tic-tac football, like as we called it back when Barcelona did it. This is going to be rat-tat-tat darts.
Yeah, and the players are not going to have too long to dwell over what has just happened 10 minutes ago because they're going to be straight back on. I think the players are like it. They're going to get a lot of games crammed into a short space of time, which is what the players like. Short format. When I say short format, we spent years playing best of 5. When we started playing best of 7, we thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. Obviously, last week it was a bit longer, but we got a new format last week. We had 2 individual leagues the past 4 weeks. Now we're just having the one.
Yeah, and they play to a winner every day, so we know what's going on. The old calculator's going to be out for us on our spreadsheet, working out the chopping and the changing of the league positions.
Yeah, I'll be leaving it. I'll be leaving it down to Modus's at Modus Darts 180 social media. They'll be tweeting the table. I'm not going to be talking about it because, well, I haven't got an abacus.
I'm guessing, looking at it as well, David Evans is the favourite for the title on day one. Do we feel?
Yeah, well, he won it last week, didn't he? He won the overall league title for the Night of the Darts in association with Modus. So yeah, he'll go into this favourite. I thought he regressed slightly as the week went on. I think he started Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I thought he was fabulous. And then he just started to fade towards the end of the week. Well, he didn't play Saturday, didn't play today, of course. So we'll go into Monday fresh. And I think that will be key. Yeah, he gets my vote for Monday's phase. But I mean, he opens up against Jarrod Cole, who I thought was really good in the Icons of Darts League for the first time he played in that.
100%. He's a real young talent. Of course, Paul Nicholson comes back in as well after having the week off to help you commentate. Nico obviously has won silverware, I'm going to call it, in this league format as well.
We've got all the winners, haven't we? Of course, we've got Vessel Nyman coming in on Tuesday.
Yep.
He's won one. David Evans, Aaron Monk, of course, he's won one. Paul Nicholson. So we've got the full lineup here, and they're all going to be up against each other. It's going to be fascinating.
Definitely, and Paul played some fabulous stuff 2 weeks ago as well, didn't he?
He's just made some key changes to his throw, hasn't he? He used to spin the dart back into his grip, and he's trying to be a little bit more like Gary Anderson, where it's just put into the hand, it's held in position, it's brought back and thrown, and he literally got better and better and better, and obviously went through that. Well, I think it's the record tally haul, isn't it? 32 points.
Correct, it is. Yeah, he was praying Aaron lost that last match on Friday, so he kept it in, or Saturday.
But as well, of course, at the 9-darter last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday against James Hubbard, and last Wednesday I think against Mike Warburton. David Evans had that 113.86 average. So, listen, whoever wins it tomorrow is gonna have to graph. But don't count out Fallon. I mean,
we haven't mentioned her yet.
She's been unbelievable. I mean, the first game up is Justicia against Edhouse. I think we'll have to go with Edhouse on that one. He looks the more reliable and the rock solid. Then Evans against Cole. I just marginally go with Evans in that one. I've been impressed with Cole. Then Cole's straight back on against Justicia. Edhouse against Evans. And that group, so on and so forth until the 8th game, the 7th game, and in comes Fallon Sherrock against Justicia, and I'd be backing Fallon in that all day long.
One that really stands out to me is game 19, Fallon Sherrock against Paul Nicholson. We saw it at Q School. Fallon got the better of Paul that day, but something draws my eyes straight to that game.
Yeah, I think it's a good matchup. I think Fallon will have an advantage of playing all week. She didn't seem jaded at all, where I think David Evans just caught up with him towards the end of the week. But like I said, he's had Saturday and Sunday off. she looked fresh as a daisy on Saturday. I mean, she's only 25. Paul's had a week off. I presume he's still been trying to have a throw in between and tick over. Um, I mean, there is so many matches in there. I'm just trying to pick. I mean, the final game on game 21, Nicholson versus Adams. I mean, anything could happen in that one. Nicholson, David Evans. I mean, that's an absolute cracker. I mean, if I presume Paul will have known he's been playing in it this week, so would have just kept his eye in. I know he was suffering with a little bit of tendonitis, so it would have, the rest would have done him good. But if he's been ticking over, my pick of the day is probably Nico versus David Evans. I think that's got all the ingredients.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think it's a real fascinating lineup from top to bottom, because although Justicia finished bottom, towards the end of the week, we saw some real progress from him, some big 90s averages and 120 lethal. So he adapted as the week went on to the form.
Well, as you know, I mean, we're privy to having conversations with the players in between the matches. I was saying the same to Mike Warburton all week. You're not just going to walk into this and hit the ground running. This is going to take you a few days. Unfortunately, he played Monday, Tuesday, had Wednesday off. I think if he wouldn't have had the Wednesday off, it might have worked more in his favour. But he went 8 games without winning one. And then the last 2 days, I think he won 6 from 8.
Something like that, yeah.
So, I mean, he completely changed the record around, which was good to see. He comes back in on Tuesday, of course.
Yeah.
So does Vessel Nyman. So does Aaron Monk. He's always value for money. And I think them players, they seem to get a little bit quicker out the blocks than Wolfie. And probably a few of the older players, I think it'll suit them better. The short races, Jarrod Cole, of course, they're used to playing county and Super League and local tournaments, which is all, best of 7 or less. They're all short races.
Again, where would your 50p be then? Are you going to Evans, or are you going to go for a little bit of a longer odds one tomorrow?
Well, I should imagine Fallon will be the value. I mean, I'm not sure of her odds yet. I'm not sure if they've been put up. But the way she played last week at times, that everybody in that lineup could have their hands full. I think if I was going to have a lumpy bet, I would go Evans. If I was going to have a fun bet and try and look for a bit of value, I'd go with Fallon Sherrick, because I think you'll get a big price. I mean, she was 5-2 to win Saturday night's league just for the night. 11-2, 5.5 to 1, which I thought was big. More games here, 21 matches. I presume she'll be a bigger price, more players. So yeah, but wouldn't be shocked if someone comes out of the pack and spoils the party. Jarrod Cole, such an impressive young player. This will be tough going for him, though. He's going to be up against it. And David Evans, of course, is proven in this league. So yeah, I think if you're going to have a big punt and gamble, gamble what you can afford to lose, and when the fun stops. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
But I like, I wouldn't mind a little, a few quid on Fallon. I think she's going to be where the value is. Individual matches, of the first 10, I would probably go Edhouse, Evans, Cole, Evans, Edhouse, Sherrick. I'd probably go Edhouse, because he'd have had 3 matches by the time he gets to Nicholson, and that's always an advantage. He's going to go into that, warmed up, exactly know where he is practice wise, and then Martin's going to be the same thing. He's going to be coming in cold against Evans, so I'd go Evans again, and then the final game, I think Fallon Sherrick will be up to speed by then, and she'll just nick it off of Jarrod Cole. That's where my first 10 goes.
Fallon Sherrick 13-2 to win the table tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a big enough price to have a couple of quid for a fun bet, just to give you something else outside of just enjoying the darts. Who'd you fancy on the final session, mate? Games 11 onwards.
Game 11 onwards, I fancy, for me, Paul beats Jose.
Yep.
I think Adams is an absolute coin toss, but yep. I think for me, Adams doubling under pressure is better than Edhouse's, so I'm going to go with Adams on that basis. Evans to beat Sherrick, but I think it'll be a classic.
Yeah.
Cole, Nicholson, coin toss, but I'm going to go Nicholson. That might be heart ruling ahead, but I'm going to go Nico. Adams to beat Justicia. I'm going to go Sherrick to beat Ed Has.
Again, finishing under pressure.
Finishing under pressure. Paul will have played by then. David Evans has played all day. So I'm going to go Nico to beat Evans from a fatigue factor.
Agreed.
Cole to beat Adams. I just fancy it. You know, one of those ones you just look at it, no logic behind it. I fancy it.
Yeah.
Sherrick to beat Nicholson.
Oh.
I just think that they might be 3-3, and she'll pop out a 130 or 121, something along there. Like
he does.
Hold my coat.
Yeah.
Game 20, I'm going to go Fallon again because she's got the wood over Martin.
Yeah, she beat him 4 times out of 4 last week.
Yeah, so he's got the wood over him.
And convincingly, I think only one was relatively close. The rest of them, she did a job on him.
And then the last one, I'm going to go Nico to beat Adams as well. That's my back end.
Yeah, I think Wolfie might be out of bullets by the end of there, and Paul's still very fit, looks after himself. But yeah, it's a bit of a minefield to go through the card. If anybody does go through the card, of course, contact us at MODUS Darts 180, where you'll find all of these draws. If you just click on to at MODUS Darts 180, look at their previous tweets. The League Phase 2 for today and tomorrow, the fixtures are already up, I do believe.
If you go through the card and get 21 out of 21, then can you let us know what your theory is, please? Because
I'll pay you good money for it.
Well, again, mates, we are live on air at 10:30, slightly earlier, folks. Chris will be calling us through all the action. Dartshop.tv, the MODUS YouTube channel, but Dartshop.tv is the preferred option, slightly better quality because YouTube does funny things. But of course, all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we have everything covered for you for another packed day of streaming action.
And a packed week.
packed week, you're right there, mate. Pleasure as always, mate, and we'll see you in a couple of hours.
Take care, pal.